Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I am bringing you a really easy recipe. This recipe you cook over the slow cooker or in your crock pot. It can be used as a breakfast dish, or you can have it any time of the day. It is really easy, especially for people that don't do a lot of cooking, or you just do not have the time to stand in the kitchen and do cooking. So I will explain each recipe as we go, and I will link the recipe down below. So what you will need is some sausage links. As you can see here, I am cutting up the sausages. You can either use sausage, any type of sausage of your liking, or you can use chicken, cut up chicken. You can either use raw chicken or cooked. I would personally prefer like rotisserie cooked chicken. That way it's already cooked. It's easy, just to cut down the time and the work. So I am cutting up the chicken and not the sorry, I am cutting up the sausages and putting it in the crock pot, which you can't see right now. It's on the other side of the screen. But I will explain each recipe as we go. And I am using 2 sausages here. Also guys, this recipe I tweaked it. I used a lot of the or some of the ingredients. I changed them around to my preference, and I will explain which ingredients I switched around. That way you can either use the original ingredients, or you can use exactly what I'm using here. All right, so as you can see here, I am cutting up the white onions. You can use green onion as well, but I am just using this one here. So just cut it up into small pieces and add it to the crock pot. Alright, so the next ingredient that I'm going to put in the crock pot are potatoes. I chose to use frozen seasoned potatoes. They're not cooked, but they're already seasoned. The original recipe showed to use uncooked potatoes. Not uncooked, I mean just regular potatoes that you peel and cut up. But I chose to just get the seasoned potatoes from the freezer section. Just my preference. Again, you can just use the regular potatoes that you peel and cut up, but I chose this just to cut down on the time. I also added bacon. The bacon that I'm using is fully cooked. This is also an option. It's an optional recipe that was not in the original recipe. So you can get the uncooked bacon and just cook it and add it in the crock pot, but I chose to get the cooked bacon. I cut it up and I added it to the crock pot. Also, guys, as far as the the measurements, the reason I'm not really saying how much you should use is because I wasn't really measuring. I was just going by how much I'm cooking, how many people I'm cooking for. So that is what you should go by. Like how much you want to use is up to you. You cannot really go wrong with this recipe. Trust me, you cannot mess it up. You cannot. It's the easiest. So here I have the bacon. I used the old packet that had like 6 strips. I believe it was 6 strips of bacon. And that's, yeah. So the next recipe here that I'm gonna show you is I'm gonna mix them up together. So this is what is actually going to make the this ingredient really, like it's gonna make it. So sour cream, cream of chicken soup, and coconut cream. As far as coconut cream, that is, or coconut milk, is optional. You can use milk, regular milk, instead of that. But I love you cooking with coconut, so that's my personal preference. You can either use coconut milk cream, or you can use regular milk. I use coconut because I want the stew to be a little bit thick. So I use like a whole can of the cream of chicken. I used 1 cup of sour cream and the 1 can of coconut cream. Again, you can just use regular milk or heavy whipping cream. And I added garlic. You can use a fresh garlic, but I used the minced garlic here just for the time, because I didn't really want to cut up. I was just being lazy, honestly. This recipe is made for lazy people, but it's really good. Trust me, it is really, really good. It's like a comfort food. So anyway, here you mix it up. I was actually supposed to add the coconut cream, but I didn't. Like I said, you can't really mess it up. So I mixed the sour cream and the cream of chicken, put it in the crock pot, and just put the coconut cream in there also, and stir it up. Yeah, so I'm gonna add up the coconut cream, mix it up good so that the ingredients are all mixed in well. Also, I didn't mention in the beginning, but I did put a little bit of cooking oil in the pan, at the bottom of the pan. So yeah, you don't have to, but you can put just a little bit, like a teaspoon of oil in there. So mix that baby up good. I'm pretty sure you guys have noticed that I haven't used any spices, And here's the reason why. The ingredients that I'm using, they already have sodium. So if you add any spices, just be careful, because it might end up getting really salty. So the food, like the potatoes, the bacon, the potatoes and the bacon, they already had enough sodium. The cream of chicken has sodium in it, so it's enough for me. Anyway, that was enough that I did not have to add any spices. Also, I did not put any salt. And the food, okay, so this here is green onion. It's optional. And also cilantro, it's optional. You can use parsley. It's absolutely completely optional. You don't have to add this stuff. So I just decided to just put it in there. Just, I like cooking with cilantro and the green onion. So add it, mix it up. So the next ingredient that I'm adding in here is cheddar cheese. You can put as much or as little as you prefer. And this is actually the other reason why I did not put salt or spices, because as you know, cheese, especially cheddar, has just sodium enough, sodium, and I don't like food that's too salty. So this is actually what makes the dish. Do not skip this. The cheese is what makes the dish. So I like a lot of cheese. I did put I'll say about 2 cups. Mix it up really well. And this is all, I believe, all the ingredients that you need. Mix it up well, make sure it's all, mixed in. And that's it, guys. That is it. How easy is this? This is literally the easiest dish or meal that you can make. Like I said, you can make this for breakfast. If you have guests coming over and you want to impress them, just put this in the crock pot at night. When you wake up in the morning, you know what? You have a dish. You have breakfast ready. So I set up my crock pot on high 4 hours. Okay? 4 hours on high to cook. Like I said, I did this in the morning. I had just gotten off of third shift. I put it on high 4 hours and I went to bed. And when I got up, my food was done. And let me tell you guys, this was so good. This was my first time making this dish, and it turned out perfect. And you will see here next.
absorbent, so you can use less. Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
The fighting spirit is one we all share. And on election day, that spirit has a voice.